Now, if you're like me and you've spent far too long sat at a desk, sat down on a computer, and you have really tight hips, then this video is for you. This is a nice hip relaxation exercise for you to try, or stretch exercise, just to open them up and to make you feel nice and stable. Now you'll feel some nice big stretches right through the groin, and your hips will feel a lot more stable and a lot more relaxed once we complete these couple of exercises. So those exercises are coming up right now. The first exercise is called the wide stance rock on forearms. And it's very straightforward, but bloody effective. You're basically going to get your legs into what we call a frog pose. So they come out nice and wide, outside the line of the hips like so, and you're going to turn your knees down. Now I'm just going to rotate the mat because on this floor it's quite painful on my knees. So as you can see, I'm getting my knees nice and wide and my feet are flat on the floor, just like so. I'll just turn the mat around and now I'm doing this. So feet flat on the floor, knees wide, outside the line of the hips. And then we come down like so onto our forearms. And then in that position, real straightforward, all you're going to do is rock back and rock in. You can turn your toes down if you want, rock back and rock forward. And each time you rock back, just enjoy that stretch right through the groin, right through the inner thigh, into that hip. And that's going to really help you just open up right through here. Right, now on to the next exercise. The next one is a split stance rock to a tooling kneel. So let me pull this back because I know I'll get out of frame otherwise. Lovely. So what we're going to do is we're going to send one leg out like so. Okay? Now I like to do this with my foot pointing forwards. If you can't manage that, you can have it pointed out at an angle like so. I've got trainers on, but that makes it quite uncomfortable. So let me take my trainers off. They're new, by the way, and they're red. Do you like them? I think it's the first pair of red trainers I've ever bought. Right, so we're going to be here, and we're going to come out like so. Nice, long stretch there. You should feel a big, huge stretch right in here. Now with this knee, you want to make sure it's right underneath that standing hip. So it's not coming forward. So you're not forward like so. You're not behind. You're right underneath that standing hip like so. Then you want to get your hands central. Oh, lots of moving around. Hand central on the body, knee under that hip. And then you're just going to come back and then up and through like so. I've got a bit of an angle going on there. Cool, hands here. You come back and then up and through like so. So you get a nice big hip extension in this side of your body, on this hip. And then the whole while you're stretching that straight leg out really nice and lovelily. That's not a word. Lovelily. Right. Now I'm just going to show you that on a side angle too. So you can see kind of the position of my back, and you can also see the position of where I rock to and things like that. So hand central. I'm trying to keep my back as neutral as possible. Knee under hip. You come down like so, and then up and through, and really pushing your hips right through. I'm not like really overextending it because that causes pain in the lower spine. You just want to get a nice extension through this hip here, like so, and then you're going to come back down and through like that, and up. And my goodness, are your hips going to feel great after you put that one together as well. And the next exercise, Spider-Man rocks. And this is one of my favorites because it also lends itself into a stretch called the world's greatest stretch, which is a really good stretch for your T-spine, and if you work at a desk and stuff like that. I'll link my video to it on this video. The world's greatest stretch is beautiful. So here, Spider-Man rocks. We're going to get ankle under knee in the front position here, and you're just going to kick that knee out slightly. Then on the back leg, you're going to lift your knee off and elevate, and then as it says, it's a rock. So what you're going to do is rock forward and rock back, and rock forward and rock back. Now as you rock forward, put your weight into that front leg, put your weight onto that front foot, and that's really going to help you just feel it right through this hip, right around here in this front leg position, like so. Also on that back leg, when you're in a long stretch like so, like this, you will feel a nice stretch through the back leg's hip, because you should be at a full extension there. If you can't feel that, just think about pushing the pelvis towards the abs, and that should help release that as well. And that is the Spider-Man rocks. He does rock. Is he the greatest superhero of them all? Not for me to debate. I don't watch superhero films, so I'll let you all worry about that. The next one is one of my favorites, but it's very difficult for me to do because I'm so long. It's called a toes touch to squat. So you're going to get in this kind of position, feet out, almost like you're doing a prayer squat. Oh, that's quite a good stretch for the hips, as is. And you're going to wrap your hands around your ankles, and then all you're going to do is send your hips up into the sky. And as you do this, you're going to feel a massive stretch right through the backs of the legs, which isn't going to do us any harm. Make sure your toes are pointing out on kind of like a 10-to-2 angle, and then come back down and stretch up again. And come back down and stretch up again. Now, a lot of people, when they do this, they're going to think that it's all about the stretching up. Remember, we're trying to release the hips. So the stretching up, when you stand up, it does stretch your hamstrings, your calves, and your back leg muscles, but it won't work the hips quite as much. And really, the best part of this for the hips is the low part of the movement, which is here. Now, I had a client doing this the other day, and she was kind of getting down to here, and she was really leaned over, and she wasn't getting low enough, which meant she wasn't getting the benefit in her hips because she wasn't facing her chest up. Her spine was flopping over. She wasn't in sort of this position, and that position there is where you're going to get the benefit in the hips. So hands around your ankles, you're going to come up like so, and you'll notice I'm trying to tilt down and almost get my body upright to really feel that in those hips like so. And that's something really important to remember as you do that exercise. Thanks for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, need any more help, then all you've got to do is ask. I'll speak to you real soon. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.